Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the MusangoPodcast TheRoundTable, and I'm your host, the BUOY, Mr. One and Only, Mr. Trukutuli. And today, I'm alone in the studio in this conversation, but I'm not alone in the house. I got Kumkanis in the house. Kumkanis, what's up?
What's up, everybody?
How's been your week?
My week has been stressful.
Makupedza attachment guy.
Obvious, takudzokera kusango.
Makudzokera kusango. This is the last straw. I say, how do you feel?
I feel great.
You feel great?
Do you feel like an adult?
But are you not, like, would you miss the varsity life?
No.
You're not?
I hate exams, bro.
So that
my exams is depressing for me because my brain will be going through a traumatic event. Exactly.
So yeah. So today I'm going to be talking about something which is really like dear to my heart, and I think I need to let everybody hear my views on this issue. So today on the roundtable, I want to talk about unemployment. So unemployment usually, who know this, unemployment is it's unemployed minus anichi, unemployed minus unemployed, suitable to work. Why is it? Do the number of people unemployed, but the rate of unemployment that's not divided. So what I want to talk about today is, I think this is sort of like my suggestions that I want to pass to whoever is in charge of this economy, but sometimes we don't know who is in charge of some decisions. You understand? But hopefully, what I'm going to say today is going to spark a conversation on how we're handling the economy, how we're handling our relations with other people. You understand? So now, today I want to talk about unemployment in the sense that I think we are using the wrong strategies to approach this system of unemployment. So the first thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about the investment, the foreign investment the government is lobbying from other countries. My Arabs. Now we have a Arab-led hotel that was once Miku's Arab hotel being led by Arabs. There are so many companies from China since Mugabe was there. It has been there, right? But I want to show you where we're getting this wrong. Sometimes when you're an investor, you need to feel safe in your investment. And sometimes when someone investor, they will need to see their investment grow and they want to be on the ground. You understand? So it's also we are lobbying this foreign investment, trying to make them come. But we have to. I remember Martin, this other guy, he said, we have sanctions on Zimbabwe. So sometimes that hinders the attraction foreign investment to come in Zimbabwe. But then we need to look about how can we make the Zimbabwe environment conducive for foreign investors to come and feel safe with their investment in here. But pana rules and regulations, quid pro quo type of situation. So like I need you to look at this way. Sometimes we have to, as an investor in our country, we have to know them. We have to know what they live like, their cultures. I think it's time, since Zimbabwe is becoming a multi-religious state in the Christian society, my churches are going I think if we make our country a multi-religious state, you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm not that situation, but I feel like it's downplayed a little bit because my churches in Zimbabwe, I think my churches are Islamic, my Hindu churches, even the Arabic, the Muslims, Arimo, but they are few. My churches are. So like we need to look into these people's cultures. Okay, my food they are not going to do. We even have a company in halal products in Chichukuda. Indege.
I think Majeta,
right?
Yeah,
Yo, man, that noise. Yeah,
if someone is drilling Manirana.
Kandeg. So yeah, moving on. So I was saying we need to look at how these people live. You understand? We're not got food they allow. We need to have those facilities. There is provision in food they allow. You understand what I'm saying? I think we must promote this thing whereby, like I say, Zimbabwe is a multi-religious state. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, we have side churches, Muslims. They do their thing there, and they are comfortable to move around wearing whatever without stigmatization. No, these guys are terrorists, or maybe these guys are not far, or whatever. There's assumption over each race in the whole world. You understand what I'm saying? We have assumptions for even white people. You understand? But now we need to look at bringing these people, creating an environment whereby they can come and invest in Zimbabwe and stay in Zimbabwe. Because most of these people, they want to manage their investment. Most of them. If you go and form a company, then you look for people who work for, you understand? So they want to come per ground. But like upper ground, all right, you put them in Zimbabwe. First thing, would they get the same food they were eating country kwao? No, they're not going to get there because some of the foodstuffs we hear, they're meant for locals. You understand? Do they have place of worship? Yes, but it's one church in far away. You understand? But I believe every 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers, there's a church. Somewhere, there's a church somewhere, whether I'm apostolic, whether it's a Roman Catholic church, these Anglican, these traditional churches, or these Pentecostal churches. If you go in town on Sunday or Saturday or Sunday, if you go in town around those days, you will see how many churches are there operating in town during the weekend. So, like, you see, so people who are Christians, they can come because they know Zimbabwe already, it's a Christian-led society. You understand? It's easier for us to operate there because we have the same values and the same beliefs. You understand? But now it's also, if we don't have that environment for our investors, I don't think they will come, because we may try to create a political free environment for them to come. You understand? Yes, it's favorable, but you have other factors to look into, because I need us to look at that religious aspect, the way of life, the way, the Arabs, we have to have an environment, the Arabs, they can feel safe. I've seen this in America, right? In America, there's a place called Chinatown. You understand? If you go to this place, it's China-led environment. You understand? Everything there is Chinese. If you want to eat Chinese food, you have to go there. You understand? You find everything there. You understand? But now I'm saying, if Zimbabwe has that kind of environment whereby, like, we make it free for all to come, because I'm telling you, when it comes to religion can create wars. It has done it before, even in the Bible. You understand? Religion creates war. I know it's a long shot, but I think it's worth the try, because everything else we've been doing is not working. It's not working, and we need to look at other avenues of trying to attract these foreign investments into our country. You understand? Because already Zimbabwe is a well-known country in the whole world. Our political situation is well-known because of Mugabe era and everything like that before that. You understand what I'm saying? And in the African continent, we are one of the most popular countries. You understand? But now we have to look at it in the same way, everything which has done to Zimbabwe, everything negative or positive, it's always out there, and people have different perceptions of the country. But now we have to move towards that reputation, you understand, and say, okay, look, there's this whatsoever which is being proposed in the media. Okay, that's fine, but we have an environment whereby you can come and relocate and invest in Zimbabwe. You understand what I'm saying? Because I think, as Black people, also on another issue, or as Black people, we need to have a mandate. As Black people, we need to have a mandate. So the next point that I'm going to bring up is based on this. We need to have a mandate as Black people, because if you go to other countries, to other races, they come and work and they send everything home. They are building homes. This is why you see, like, most of the countries, also not Kenya developer, but these people are out there, and when they work, their money is coming back to the country. You understand what I'm saying? But the reason why they could go and work there is because that environment is conducive for them. Anowana chechi koko anewana. The food, he or she can eat the same food in those group A countries, and they can any food they can't told. I know going to never market akanoiwana. This is what I'm talking about. And Nigerian are not going to cassava or whatever that shit they consume, right? Sorry, not disrespect. The food they consume, they can go to England, they can find that food. You understand what I'm saying? Because it has become a situation where, like, everyone is there from different countries. It's a multi-cultural state. You understand what I'm saying? This is why I want, because you see, with this Christianity thing, let me explain something to you. I have seen Christianity, it's a capitalist system. You understand? It's a capitalist system because it even shows from the leaders the self-claimed leaders in the church circles. You understand what I'm saying? My prophets, my pastor, and everything like that. These people are capitalists. Them and their family grows while everyone is pumping money for tithes. You understand what I'm saying? They're making money off people's, backs. Let me just say that. But it's a capitalist system if you really look at it. It's not, I'm trying to help the community. You understand? The time they will help the community, they will not help the community with the same amount of money they were given throughout my services. So imagine like a church in it service on Sunday, service on Monday, service on Wednesday. Then there's something which goes on Friday. You understand? 5 days a week, offer to receive pinda. But when they go and donate something, these people they give like 100,000 or 200,000. And me, I'm like, in 1 month, I bet you made that money 200,000, but you're giving these people 200,000. So it's a capitalist system whereby like it's all about me and those close to me, not everyone else. You understand? But if you look at these other religions, you understand? These other races, they do things to uplift wherever they come from, to uplift their people, to uplift themselves wherever they come from, and invest in their own countries. You understand what I'm saying? I think Zimbabwe need to have that as black people, not Zimbabwe, as black people, Africans. We need to have a mandate. You understand what I'm saying? Because all these other countries, they're just coming to take from us, and we buy those things, and we buy those products again as finished products, raw materials. Then we buy. Imagine like, okay, we sell gold to them, right? We sell gold. They do whatever they do. They go, they make my rings and whatever. Then you go to the same shops of those people, then you go and buy the same jewelry or the same ring for 40,000. You understand what I'm saying? Why are we not black people not doing the same thing? Because we already have the raw materials here. And we cannot have an excuse here. We have people on Emar. This is why I always have problems with these people who are always using money in ways which do not uplift the society. Because that mentality capitalist, I won't do the rest. But if it was a communist society, you will see that person with money is busy uplifting his community, my gara, or whatever they're doing. They have schools, they're building schools, technology. My cables are even my selfie sticks are right now. They come from those places. You understand? So now, moving on, I think we need to have that multicultural system in here. We need to implement it first. I think it will attract investors more. You understand? Then moving on, I don't know if anyone knows, but I think I will show the clock here. This brings me to my next point, which might improve the rate of unemployment in Zimbabwe, or which might, reduce unemployment. So Ethiopia is the only country in Africa, as I have researched, is the only country in Africa which was not colonized by any European or Western countries. The only country in Africa, which means everything that they do is no one only the strongest history on the continent because it was never disturbed. Everything that they do comes from their ancestry. You understand? Their ancestral history, their ancestors who were there before them. You understand? So now I was looking at this system, their watch system, the watch system, the analog clock. You understand? And I think I'll put it in the insert right now. My camera is shaking. So I'll put it in the insert. I need you to look at this. Panotanga day, Ethiopia, isusu tinenge tato 6 hours or 7 hours into the day. You understand? They believe the day starts when the sun rises. You understand? So if you look at this clock, which I'm going to put, you see with pana 12, at pana 6, 6 at pana 12, 7, pana 7 a.m. Pepe, 7 a.m. do pana 1 a.m. do pana tangra day. You understand? But the sun usually rises around 7 a.m. do pana tanga kubuda suwa. You understand? So now, this is when their day starts. Because there's this thing which I think because of the colonial system that we went through as Zimbabweans and as Africans, we're meant to believe in a certain on a system on how things works. You understand? Other countries which were colonized, they don't tangana 7 a.m. Roperana 6. You cannot do anything else after that. You understand what I'm saying? But in Ethiopia, they have a different way of thinking of it. The day starts because they are tange wakarara. It does not make sense. You understand what I'm saying? Which means with the tanga wakarara, you have already wasted 6 hours to 5 to 6 hours wakarara already, which are supposed to be productive. If that's where the day starts. So I need you to catch me on this. When they wake up at 7 a.m., to them it's 1 a.m. isusu kuno kuti 7 a.m. right? That day ends at the same at a different time. Even their calendar yave itori kumashure. I don't know right now kuti vapinda here muna 2015 or 2016, but they are still there. Their calendar moves different from our calendars. So now it got me thinking.
Which means that avararame 24 hours.
Avararame 24 hours.
Avararama more than 24 hours.
No, they vararama less than 24 hours. Because data unotangana 7, 1 a.m. up na 7. So isusu pateta roa 6 to 6 and 12 hours. Yavanonga roa 12 hours a day. Waiziya? Saka zuva ravo is 12 hours.
Saka vanenge vati 1 a.m. voti 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
Na 12 isusu pateta chiti 12 midday. Ivanenge vachiti chi 6 a.m. It got me fascinated because it now see ndakanasana difference in this thing. Kuti no, isusu just because of how these companies operate. Kuti no, isusu remember kuti isusu were colonized by the British, right? The way time moves in British, I think kuno kuti difference 1 hour, I think, right? 1 hour, 1 hour. I think it's 1 hour. The difference. I know you're saying yesterday. So everything which was put, it was directly it was ku British, ku Europe. You understand what I'm saying? But in Africa, remember teaching the stick system. It's just a time stick. You look at a stick passing, sticky, you know, at the time. That's how the day was. You understand? But sticky, yeah, says, you go 12 hours yet, you're very zima. Because I was not zuwa. Saka zuva ringrana rapera, which means that initially a day is supposed to be just 12 hours. You understand? So it got me thinking about something. Which, okay, a day moves like that, right? But I think in thinking, you know, as a strategist, I think we need to look at something. Then I started looking at India, I started looking at China, I started looking at Singapore, these other countries, right? The reason why, and they're the people who usually trade with Ethiopians the most, right? And I see where the correlation is. I think we need to abandon this system here. The day starts at 7 and ends at 6. And we need to make this, if we are using a 24-hour clock, which means the money in the economy should be moving at 24 hours a day.
So that's just 6 to 6.
So we must make, let me give you an example of China, right? In China, there's a restaurant, and in Nchibika, the same food, you become a panic spam. But we cannot open at the same time because we'll be fighting for the same money and the same people, right? So what they do is they say, no, this maybe this month, right? You need to do during the day. When he or she closes shop yake iyo and na 6-7 and akunda kumba, do you know what happens? The next guy over batanga shift yake kushika mangwana maxen uyipano za yachifura. The city never sleeps. The money never stops flowing. You understand? This is why you see with my clubs, they never close. Most of them. They never close because money is always circulating 24 hours. It's just so right now, the rate of flow, Marigu flow in Zimbabwe right now, you have to slow it down just because of Can move 1 million during the day? You're talking about 20,000 to 50,000. Marigu move right now because Marigu move Ramakombi. Trying to eat supper. You understand? But there are other things where even right now you can go away and have a birthday party somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying? During the night. I think we need to revamp it. And I think the police with security enforcement it is very strong. You understand? Because imagine right, you work ku Ocean Basket, right? How many waiters are you? Like each shift 7 waiters, right? So imagine if Ocean Basket was operating on a 24 hours, right? Night shift, which means we depend on 14 were employed, right? Which means imagine each and every company it got the same strategy, right? Could CBZ, that's all right. This is banking system 24 hours, right? There's someone there's someone that will pin the night shift. Where's there? You know, if that means on one occupation we have 2 people. I think it's not the rate. It's not the rate of unemployment. Like it's not unemployment picture. You understand? I know it might not do the trick, but imagine if investors come and they come and adopt the same system. Because if money is operating on a 24-hour basis, everyone is attracted. I know I should have invested in this whole thing, but no, I'm making my 24 hours. You understand? In English, so they are attracted to come to invest in a country like that because there's capital, there's revenue there, there's profit there. You understand? So imagine they'll come and they open companies here, which means when they employ one person, right? But from employ them more. You understand? When I shift, and these people they'll be switching. You understand? Each position here, so imagine if they come and open maybe a hotel, a lodge, or maybe something else. You understand what I'm saying? My restaurants, my fast foods, and everything like that. It's not improver. It's not an improver. No, like even I was even laughing the other day. Do you know what in China they sell ice cream per night shift? Ice cream. And I'm like, who eats ice cream? And I'm like, and you know, this guy was saying, people eat ice cream 24 hours a day, bro. Why is it? Because it's such a jarang I can only chando ice cream or bad. Why is it? So even when it's hot, coffee no order, not 2 a.m. You understand what I'm saying? And Doban yeah, imagine. I my fast foods are full, right? Team Rema bike food I delivery. Why is it? One go out 2 to a chicken on one bike. Or you can actually visit during the night and 6 a.m. is you buy your bike. Imagine now, my delivery part 2. Everything is just going to double.
No one is tired.
You understand? No one is tired, apparently fatigue. So I need to for the economies of the country and for my business gurus and those in the government. I think if you give this thing that I'm talking about a chance, I think we might overcome some situations right now. You understand? Because everyone is just complaining, hakuna mabasa, right? And we are trying to get investors to come in here. But pavari kuya pachonaka, and vari kuya vachina vashoma. Unogona kuya tinogadza road yekubva kuchirundu kusvika kwadai, right? Road iyoyo yakapera, what happens next? You understand what I'm saying? What happens next? Imagine kuti ingadai vachishanda on a night basis, senge zvanoita pamaroads zveshe. Kuti vamwe road inenge ichigadzirwa pakati peusiku sha. You understand? Pakati peusiku vanenge vachishanda, vamwe vozoenda kumba, vamwe vodzo. Like if they put that same setup.
Ndozvakaitwa road kubva pachicken spot. Kusvika kumetro beach kweso. Yakavakwa overnight ke.
Yakavakwa overnight, right? So imagine how fast the development will be, even Chocolate Babalas, right? If I don't know if people worked overnight, Panipapa, right? But imagine like how fast the development will be and how fast the man will be moving. You understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes if you keep on trying to use these traditional means, I know someone is going to say sanctions. I know someone is going to say corruption. I know someone is going to say the administration which is there, ZANU-PF and all that stuff. But some of these things, they don't even require ZANU-PF to do something on its own. Because Strive Masiwa is not affiliated to any political party, but he has got money. And he owns one of the biggest telecommunication companies in Zimbabwe. I'm not coming at you, sir, but I'm just saying. If you try to give what I'm saying, like a little bit of time to listen, you understand? Econet could operate 24 hours a day. You understand what I'm saying? There mustn't be a room in customer service. You understand what I'm saying? My banking systems, yes. And I'm glad we are getting into the mobile apps and everything like that. Why is it? But then sometimes if you check, that a big transaction by usiku, one to wait until the business hours. You understand? But now, please give this a thought. And if you have anything that you want to say based on this thing, please hit me up on the comment section. The next roundtable will be talking about possibility of having nuclear energy as a alternate for Zesa electricity. I think I've researched enough, and I think I have some information that I'm willing to share with everybody. So this is what I was talking about when I was talking about what we'll be talking about on the roundtable. These are the kind of conversations that we have. Because yes, we may laugh on the Mamero culture, but we are a society and we need to uplift each other. Sometimes we may not have anything to contribute, but sometimes my views and like discussing these things, it might spark something in someone, you understand? So I don't know, tell me if you have other strategies we can cure this unemployment thing which is there. Because my point is currently the government is doing this and it's working, but it's not working as the way it's supposed to be working exactly with the results that we wanted. So now if they can look at this in this way, maybe it might improve. But I don't know, I think maybe we need leaders who ego, who can listen to other people, you understand? So with this being said, I am the BUOOY. I am out like a light. Catch me on the next episode. Boom.